Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, and in today's episode of Kingdom Hearts we're going to be taking on what is arguably the game's hardest optional boss. So please do come and join me in today's episode. If you enjoy watching, don't forget to go ahead and hit that like button and be subscribed to the FuzzfingerGaming YouTube channel. Let's get on to the onslaught of what is probably going to be our own death, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm actually recording this section of the commentary now in post-production because I did need to concentrate on the battle itself. It was quite challenging and I didn't want to have to be commentating at the same time. But this is the first attempt I've given to this battle whilst recording, and I did actually manage to defeat the boss here, which you can see is about to be revealed as the one and only Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. It's titled as question marks before you first attempt the battle, but then for subsequent attempts in the battle menu of the arena it is entitled as Sephiroth, as the Platinum match even. So this fight is definitely a challenge. As I mentioned at the start, many would consider this the hardest encounter in this first game in Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix or Final Mix. Although some people would say it's the other optional boss that we haven't yet fought. But regardless, this is a tough fight. One which you can actually do from about level 65, but obviously the higher your level, the easier it's going to be. And if you are unprepared, then even at maximum level at 100, you are going to struggle. So Sephiroth bounces all over the place, which makes hitting him in itself a bit of a challenge. And with his high amount of health, you have to do about 300 points of damage to him before his first health bar even attempts to start looking like it's going down. So I do recommend, in terms of equipment, you have the Ultima Blade, because it's just got that high amount of strength that you need to actually lay on the damage, sufficient enough to get through Sephiroth's high defense stat. But if you don't have the Ultima Blade, then the Leonheart or the Lady Luck Keyblade should also suffice, but as I say, Ultima Blade is the better of all of those. In terms of other abilities, make sure you have one combo plus only equipped, and in terms of other abilities on top of that, you're going to want Strike, Raid. A lot of the strategies I read on the internet suggested having Sonic Blade because it helps make you immune while you attack through certain times in the fight. But to be honest, in Final Mix, that immunity has been nerfed to a point where the immunity window is extraordinarily small, and I just didn't think it was worth it. I did have a play about with it, and I just found Strike Raid to be superior by every stretch of the imagination. Make sure you have a defense stat as high as you can get as well. And in terms of magic, Sephiroth's immune to all forms of magic, so you're just going to need Air Agar and Cure Agar. And make sure all your item slots have elixirs. Now when you start seeing this yellow health bar, Sephiroth's going to do a new attack known as Heartless Angel. He's going to precede it with this, that bit of text, and you have to attack him at that point. If you don't attack him, he's going to cast the ability because you haven't interrupted it, and that's going to do maximum damage to your health. In other words, it's going to reduce your health to 0 and your MP to 0 as well. Now you do need to have Second Chance equipped. What this is going to do is, on those occasions where you can't interrupt his Heartless Angel, you can go ahead and survive with 1 health and quickly cast an elixir in order to restore your health and MP back to max. The trick to interrupting his Heartless Angel is always keep him targeted throughout the fight, and then when he moves to the side and says something about the angel, there it is, quickly hit him with Strike Blade, and that will interrupt his ability. If you fail to interrupt him, then get an elixir ready, but stay at range with Sephiroth, because as soon as he does his ability, he's going to then start hitting you with his physical attacks. And even with Second Chance, see how I got that elixir off there? It just stops Sephiroth from one-shotting you, even with that Second Chance ability. Now this is pretty much how the fight's going to go until his last couple of health bars, his yellow and green health bar, where he'll start introducing new attacks, which is in the third phase of the fight. It should also be noted in the third phase of the fight that it's possible, although I haven't experienced this myself, so I'm guessing it's somewhat rare, that Sephiroth will cast Heartless Angel without his verbal warning. So be absolutely aware that he's casting it. He does this kind of movement with his hands, which he transfers across the Sora, and he gets this kind of icon-y attack above his head. But you've got to be fast on the interrupt like I was there. If you fail the interrupt, make sure you've got enough distance, as I say, to get that elixir off. Heartless Angel is really going to be the pinnacle of this encounter. If you can get good at interrupting it, then you're going to basically be okay throughout this fight. As you can see, I've interrupted it several times now. But you only really want to be casting elixirs when you fail to interrupt that Heartless Angel. And high potions aren't going to do you any good because you're still going to be left with 0 MP, which obviously means no more healing, no more air regars, etc, etc. And that's how fast you've got to be with your elixir timings. If you do it too quickly, your elixir, you're going to heal up before the actual damage hits you. Obviously that's not going to help. If you're too slow on the elixir, then Sephiroth's going to hit you after reducing your health and one-shot you anyway. So, interrupting it's best, but elixir if not. And now he's getting low on health. I'm going to expect at this point to see Sephiroth bringing in some of his new abilities, including Pale Horse, which I believe is this ability here. Oh no, this is actually his Supernova ability, which is quite an intense ability. It goes on for a while, during which time Sephiroth is immune to damage, and you basically just have to dodge everything that he throws at you as best as possible while staying healed up. And I believe this is his Pale Horse ability. One of the other abilities I forgot to mention is where Sephiroth's sword glows into a light, I think it's a light blue colour, and he hits you relentlessly. All you can really do, because it's hard to dodge, is just spam Curagar until he finishes with that. But as you get throughout the fight, Sephiroth becomes harder and harder to hit, so you really just have to make do with just the odd hit against him, replenishing his health just a little bit at a time, and really focus then on staying on top of your health. Fortunately though, because Sephiroth does introduce these other abilities into the fray, he casts his Heartless Angel ability a lot less often. Now he still can do it, but he doesn't do it anywhere near as much as he was earlier on. And just keep bringing those combos in, and eventually you'll have this one and Sephiroth is going to fall. And we'll get a new Keyblade as our reward, known as the Heartless Angel. And we'll also get an Ansem's report as well, number 12. But that's going to bring us to the end of this episode, folks. So I hope this video has been helpful to you and the strategies are going to guide you on your way. So do come back next time. We're going to be taking on the final optional boss, which others would consider as the hardest boss in the game. So until then, folks, thanks for joining me today. Come back soon, and good luck with your fight against Sephiroth.